gonna send me to a nunnery? Why? Oh my god, it was a goof! I was goofing you, dog! Don't goof your wife! Captain! How's it going, boys, girls, and squirrels, and welcome to the series of unfortunate events known as my life. Allow me to recite to you a list of idiot boy mistakes I have made during this reaction series alone. Idiot boy mistake number 1. I've already recorded 3 reaction videos for Six the Musical. I did the first one, I did that Anne Boleyn one, and I did the Heart of Stone one. However, as I'm sure all of you have noticed, if we're going in chronological order, I'm missing a song. That's right, despite me following a chronological playlist, I somehow managed to miss Catherine of Aragon's No Way song, which I didn't realize until I had already uploaded my Anne Boleyn Don't Lose Your Head reaction. Idiot boy mistake number 2, speaking of things I didn't realize until it was way too late, I found out you could buy the costumes from the musical. But like I said, I've already recorded 3 of these videos completely uncostumed. So now at this point, I'm sure you're thinking, Danny, you've been reacting to stuff for like 5 years now, and you skipped a song? That's unexcusable. Where's the professionalism? You should be punished. Don't worry, I am being punished, because not only is this outfit devouring my entire pussy, I can't even stand up and show you the skirt that comes with this outfit because there's no way for me to do that without the entire internet seeing the complete topography of my cock and balls. But I'm now sitting on $600 unironic dollars worth of costumes, 2 of which are for women I'm pretty sure won't sing again in this musical. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with Anne Boleyn and Jane Howard's costumes, but I own them now. So that's cool. That feels good, being a 26-year-old man drowning in more costumes than he is in debt. The silver lining to all of this, to the financial burden, to the stress and anxiety this series has put me through, to the wedgie that is currently sawing me in half vertically, is the fact that I look so goddamn good in this costume. I've cosplayed She-Ra, I've cosplayed Rompo, I've cosplayed Warrior King Odysseus, all of which have made me feel pretty confident, pretty good, and pretty powerful in their own ways. I've never looked better than I do currently dressed as... Catherine of Aragon. That's who I am. This is just a stellar fit, dude. I look like a queen bee ready to commit tax fraud. Oh, what, you thought just because they're bees that makes them good politicians? All politicians are bad politicians. Anyway, here we are reacting to No Way and the introduction of Catherine of Aragon. Fucking completely out of order. Here we go. Actually, sorry, by the way, real quick, if you want to see me react to Steven Universe live in person, make sure you consider buying tickets to my live show where I will be doing what I just said I'll be doing in New York, November 17th. That's right, you could see me do the thing I do right in front of your very real eyeballs. It's gonna be a ton of fun. I'm gonna be reacting to the first few episodes of Steven Universe. You're not gonna wanna miss it. Everyone knows my live reactions are super interactive. The crowd gets really into it. There's a lot of back and forth. It's gonna be a blast. November 17th, New York. Xander Smalls will be the opener. So if you're a fan of Xander Small or a fan of me, or more realistically, a fan of Xander Small, make sure you consider checking out those tickets in the description below. Now on with the show.
First things first, I was shipped over from Spain on the night of my sweet 16th to marry some prince called Arthur, and I'm like, okay. But then Arthur died, so naturally I'm in prison for 7 years.
You know when your history class used to assign your group a chapter from the history textbook and then like make your group perform a skit about it in front of the class? That's what this feels like. It feels like I'm getting the high school skit version of history right now. It'd be funny if the actors weren't given a list of actual lines for these segments. They're just given like a list of bullet-pointed facts and maybe a shot or two of tequila, and then told to just go and tell everybody in the audience what they vaguely remember about their character. Also, I love the idea of her walking in on her dead husband 3 days after their arranged marriage. Like, look, I know none of us are really happy about this arrangement, but I think if we try to make the most— oh, fuck, he's dead. Oh, damn it, I'm so gonna get blamed for this shit.
But thank God they rescued me just in time to marry pretending. My dead husband's brother. Okay. So I'm thinking, it's weird. But if you've seen him back in the summer of '09, let me tell you, he was. Okay.
Man's got some soft lips, I'll give him that. Hi, I'm looking for a portrait that exudes an air of regality without coming off as too arrogant. So baby girl is what I'm hearing. You think you could do that? You think you can do baby girl? Because that's actually exactly what I'm looking for.
So 7 years later, we're still trying for an heir. And he's trying really hard. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then he starts wearing home lace. I was just out with my ministers. But there's lipstick on his ruff. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I like how this whole section is just an elongated crash out. I like how that's what all of these introductions are. Honestly, I like how that's what this whole musical is so far. Dude, the actress playing Catherine of Aragon has such great energy. Like, this is just another example of me being like, God, I can't wait to get tickets to see this live. This has been— Don't Lose Your Head has been really fun, but in terms of like the in-between sections where like the wives are kind of just like doing crowd work and riffing, I think this has been my favorite example of that. Fuck me, I just looked at the playlist again. Her name's Jane Seymour. I vaguely remember calling her Jane Howard. Did I do that? Is it too late to cancel this reaction series? Jane Seymour is the one I've already covered, whose costume I don't know what I'll do with. I feel like I've been reacting to shit on just like an airplane runway full of banana peels. I can't get 45 seconds into a video these days without making some kind of fictional or historical inaccuracy. I'm dressed like a fucking bee going to disco night. All right, can that be enough for this video? Can that be enough to keep everyone from jamming down my throat about getting her name wrong earlier? Just this once? Oh, anyway, on to the song I skipped. You must agree that baby and all the time I've been by your side. This is the weirdest art style switch up I've experienced by far. Every other animatic I have watched so far has had at least some form of anime influence tied to it. Heart of Stone, from what I remember, does have a more realistic art style than the Anne Boleyn song Don't Lose Your Head. This is like attempting photorealism. Every other animatic feels like it's trying to compete to be the next main sticker on my laptop, and this one feels like it's a couple hours away from being a photorealistic masterpiece of an oil painting. It does fit the aesthetic of the musical really well though, which is very interesting because I think all of the other ones do too. Like, this is a very like quirky, silly, fun retelling of history. So the Anne Boleyn music video that feels very like chibi, very like sticker baity, does fit that tone, but this one fits the setting. Like, it's funny seeing these animators seemingly have to choose between matching the tone of the musical and matching the setting. Have my golden rule, gotta keep my cool, yeah. Baby, you know she's gotta keep her cool. It never occurred to me that I get to hear the other wives' opinions on each other. More of that. That's great. So far, this musical has consisted of everybody pleading their case as to why they think they were the best of the ex-wives. But I'd love for there to be a song where they all just, like, systematically go down the line ranking each other like it's a fucking episode of 4 Weddings. Oh, what? You guys are shocked that I watch 4 Weddings and say yes to the dress? I'm dressed as Catherine of Aragon right now. Obviously, I love HGTV. I've put up with your like every single day. Whoa, whoa. But now it's time to and listen when I say. It's time to shit and listen when I say. I get that it sounds like sit, or she's saying like, you have to zip it and listen when I say, but you gotta rephrase that. You can't censor sit the same way you censored shit. It's gonna make me think you're threatening to make him shit. Catherine, please, I can explain. No, you're done talking. Now it's my turn, and I've got a lot to say. So drop your pants and get pooping, mister. You must think that I'm crazy. You wanna replace me. Baby, there's no way. I like these weird sticky note powers this animator gave her. She reminds me of that horrifying glass monster from Snow White and the Huntsman. I kinda wish all these animators got together before making these animatics and kind of like decided on canon powers every wife could get. Like, it'd be cool if fan-canonically Catherine of Aragon, in every song she shows up in every little like interlude she's in, always has these sticky note powers. And then if Anne Boleyn kind of has like ghost powers where she's always knocking her head off and kicking it around at people, then there's Jane Seymour with the ability to let everybody know she's the only one he truly loved. So you read a Bible verse that I'm cursed cause I was your brother's wife? You say it's a pity cause quoting Leviticus I'll end up pitiless all my life? This is a crazy thing to have an issue with after you've already married her. That's something you should have a problem with probably before you're even engaged. Don't marry your brother's ex-wife. Who are you, Dalinar Kholin? Yeah, that's a good idea, Danny. Make a Stormlight Archives reference in 2025. That'll be a hit with the kids. Also, the mistress she's referencing is Anne Boleyn, right? Because she's canonically the next wife. It's kind of neat seeing the other wives make cameos in each other's songs. It's funny seeing Anne Boleyn kind of be the villain of this song, and then she's gonna be the protagonist of the next one. I won't back down, won't and no, I'll never leave. Damn, imagine pissing someone off so much they swear off shitting. I won't eat. I won't sleep. I won't shit until I bring that bastard down. Okay, well, you're gonna have to shit at some point. Yeah, well, biologically, I have to eat and sleep too, but you didn't have a problem with those. You're the one who made it weird by getting specific. Realistically, if I stop eating, I won't be able to shit. So this is just a cause and effect matter. Just cut it off at sleeping and eating. That's enough. That gets the point across. Now, I can do without sleeping and eating, all right? But I'm a passionate pooper. Okay, that's the worst thing he's taking from me. Stop coming to my house. If you thought it'd be funny to send me to a nunnery, honey, there's no way. Oh, they put this video's entire animation budget into that slap. That was so jarring seeing this go from an animatic to just straight up animation. Also, her being like, if you thought it'd be funny to send me to a nunnery, kind of implies she thought he was gonna do it as a prank. You were gonna send me to a nunnery? Why? Oh my god, it was a goof! I was goofing you, dog! Don't goof your wife! You've got me down on my knees, please tell me what you think I've done wrong. Been humble, been loyal, I've tried to swallow my pride all along. God, this took a sad turn real quick. It's really tough seeing this song that is such a, like, vengeful, confident push back against Henry. Take this little moment for her to be like, but like, did I fuck up though? And the reason I compare it to Heart of Stone is because I think this does a great job at like planting the seeds of showing how manipulative Henry is, because Heart of Stone is this moment stretched into like a whole song, kind of. Sort of, kind of. Wait for my Heart of Stone reaction, because I'd get real in-depth with it there. I really fucking liked Heart of Stone. It's not really doing the same thing, but the through line of Henry's manipulation is consistent between this song and that one. Like, this does a great job at setting Heart of Stone up. You made me your wife, so I'll be queen to the end of my life. No way. Girls really just out here turning lemons into lemonade, huh? That's the right attitude. Yeah, your husband sucks, but you might as well reap the benefits of royalty. This is like the exact same thing Catherine the Great did. At least to my knowledge, as someone who loves the show The Great. Catherine the Great's whole deal, again, coming from a man who did no actual research other than watching what is probably a pretty fictional show. But Catherine the Great's whole deal was that she was willing to endure her awful, terrible fucking husband so long as she was able to strategically reform Russia towards being more progressive. I don't know what Catherine of Aragon's, like, scheme was. Like, maybe she was just like, I'm gonna make some lemonade out of lemons here. I was dealt a pretty shitty hand. I'm gonna just play it. But I do really like that being the kind of twist of the song. There's no way. No way I'm doing that again. That was sick. The vocals in this song are crazy. Catherine was hitting some crazy ranges. Like, she was making her voice sound completely different at multiple intervals in this song. I also really liked seeing them all rewatching the events that just transpired, but also I love this animatic's use of color. I didn't realize until just now, but all of the animatics I've seen have been using the girls' like official color schemes really effectively. I didn't know that the wives were actually color coordinated until I had to buy all of their fucking outfits. But this is super cool. I love how everything is like in her shade of gold, and then the Anne Boleyn song is all in her shade of green. I remember in my Anne Boleyn reaction, I was like, just fucking color code them, please. And then they started like mixing up whose color was what, like they changed the lighting, and I was pissed about it. I didn't realize that only I was pissed about that, because everybody knows their actual canonical colors. But anyway, that was No Way, starring Catherine of Aragon. Sorry it came out of order. Sorry this video is also probably, like, pretty short compared to my other reaction videos. The fact that Has-Been Hotel has been coming out 2 episodes per week has really fucking devoured my schedule. But also, Six the Musical is, like, a pretty short musical, and so devoting each video to, like, just one song and a couple of, like, you know, filler songs or like the interludes allows me to hone in on each song a little bit more. Thank you guys for all of your patience with how fucking chaotic this reaction series has been specifically. Also, if I can confess something, I think I've heard this song already. I was skimming through my Anne Boleyn reaction just now just to see if like I made any dumb comments because I hadn't seen this first. And what was interesting is at some point, I must have listened to this song because I do reference the fact that this was a crossover, like that Anne Boleyn is in this one. I'd heard snippets of Don't Lose Your Head before reacting to this, just because my girlfriend and like girls I've known in the past have all been like musical theater people. So like at one point or another, I have been exposed to Six the Musical. But, like, while I was reacting to this, there was a part of my brain that was like, are you sure I didn't fucking record this reaction? Because I, like, recognize some of this song. Anyway, I just want to give you a little peek behind the curtain there, because when I was skimming through the Anne Boleyn video just now, I was like, am I sure I didn't fucking upload this video already? Like, what's going on? Also, if I can explain real quick why I skipped this song, I figured it out. I just realized it. One, it's the fact that I'm pretty sure I've already heard this song at some point in my life, so my subconscious was like, you did this one already. But two, the playlist that I'm following, which will be linked in the description below, when I first reacted to Ex-Wives was at the top of the playlist. Like, it was in chronological order. At some point, Ex-Wives got removed from the playlist. Like, it got taken off of YouTube or something. It got copyright struck or something like that. For whatever reason, Ex-Wives was no longer in the playlist. So then, when I went to make video 2, I'm looking at the playlist, and I'm like, okay, I already reacted to, like, the first 2 videos in this playlist. I gotta go to the third one. And since Ex-Wives was removed from the playlist, that meant the third video in the playlist was Anne Boleyn's introduction. Anyway, I found that interesting. I solved the case of this horrible mistake. That's the video. I also just kind of wanted to pad the video out to add more value to it. Let me know in the comments, out of the 4 songs I've reacted to so far, which one's your favorite, and I will see you guys next time.